Last time on One Piece, the Admiral Ryukyugu has been creating a swath of plant life across Wano, but he's determined to take the head of Monkey D. Luffy. However, he has encountered a few members of the Scabbards, including Shinobu as well as Yamato, hoping to spare Luffy from dealing with such a threat after saving the entirety of Wano. Even Momonosuke has come in to try to defend not just his land, but those who protected it. We've also received some distressing news. Sabo apparently killed Cobra of the Nefeltari family of Alabasta and is being hailed a hero because he technically slayed a celestial dragon. But that's obviously not all there is to the story, because with One Piece, it's never quite that simple. So join me as I find out what's really going on, especially with Shanks outside the borders of Wano. Join me as I find out what happens next, won't you? Alright, One Piece, chapter 1055, The New Era. You see people partying it up at the festival. You see Nami and Ta'ama enjoying themselves with Zeus, all the while Momo is taking a beating, yet says, "You mustn't, Yamato." Yamato questions this. Why not? Why can't I fight him? Momonosuke, still getting beat silly, says, "You mustn't. Don't you dare strike him." While Ryukyugu slams Momonosuke to the ground. Now, in comes Raizo using his Scroll Fruit abilities. Ninpo, Scroll Jutsu, Fire Escape. And I guess he captured some of the flames from Onigashima and is using his Scroll ability. He ejects it towards Ryukyugu. It makes the most sense. A forest against the fire usually goes up like a matchstick. But Ryukyugu, he manages to just suffer through it, saying, "Yeah, nah." He says fire brick forest and seemingly dispels the flames that engulfed him, much to Raizo's surprise. He says, "You think I could hack it as an admiral of Navy HQ if I was actually susceptible to such an obvious weakness?" Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of people were thinking that too. It's just like, oh, you just burn him and he should be done. Oda said, nah. Ooh. Ryukyugu then sends out one of his vines and it pierces Raizo, much to the shock of Denjiro. And at first, Raizo seems kind of okay, just kind of stabbed. But then all of his nutrients starts getting sucked out, and he starts getting real skinny and mummified as he cries out, "Ow!" Denjiro says, "Raizo, you alright?" I mean, obviously not, dude. Meanwhile, Kawamatsu continues to cut through the vines and roots, saying, "Curse you! For every one I cut in two, another grows." We see Shinobu and Inarashi cutting through the vines as well. As Nekomamushi questions, does he have any weakness? We gotta just keep mowing the grass forever? Oh snap. And then the Scabbards are captured. Denjiro, Kawamatsu, Nekomamushi, all ensnared in vines. Ah, this is a tough son of a bitch, huh? Oh, we're cutting back to the interaction between Robin and Sukiyaki. Okay, so we cut to the flower capital, and it says, under the palace, Kozuki Sukiyaki's secret chamber, and then below, we see some tiles moved away from a secret staircase, and we see Sukiyaki, Robin, and Law descending. Robin says to Law, "I'm surprised you sniffed us out." Law says casually, "You weren't with the others, so obviously I was suspicious. Don't act like I'm some kind of hyena." Hey, wherever there's lore to be had, Robin and Law are sniffing and about. Sukiyaki says, "Watch your step, there's mold down here." I never told Kaido or Orochi about this route, but because Jack, the lead performer, was a fishman, they discovered the poneglyph in quick order. Oh, man, Jack really did have his uses. And Robin asked the $100 question, why would being a fishman make it easy to spot? So is there a poneglyph under the sea? Does the castle extend some kind of waterway? As we know, because of the way Onigashima is set up, there's some kind of secret passageway that leads to some underground water cavern or whatever. Sukiyaki says, "Quicker to see for yourself," to Robin. Law questions, "How long will this take?" And Sukiyaki says, "Oh, let's say several centuries into the past." That's not an answer, dude. Even Robin questions this statement. She then spots a opening to the side, saying, "Where's this dim light coming from?" Sukiyaki says, "There's a glass block at the end of that tunnel. Go ahead and look through it. We're on the seafloor at this point. Really? And Robin shimmies through the corridor, and Law just pops in next to her because of his ability. Robin says, hey, no fair. But they're both shocked to see, it's Wano at the bottom of the sea. What? Some kind of village? Sukiyaki says, that is the Wano of 800 years ago. 800 years? The Void Century? After the Void Century. A different Wano. Loss. What does that mean? Sukiyaki says, it means just as I said. Whatever happened in the past is unclear to me. The fact that this is seawater probably explains its good preservation. What it means is that there was once a Wano with an enormous Fuji mountain. At some point, great walls grew around the island, and it filled up with rainwater, and the people had to abandon their flooded town. And instead created new land on the side of the mountain for a new country. Although that's why Wano looks so patchwork, because it is to a degree. And Robin says, and that's the Wano of today. Sukiyaki confirms this, saying it is. So the water from the waterfall of Wano is rainwater because it's just filled to the cap. But how would you do that? To think that mountains should be even bigger. It did seem weirdly small, all things considered. But that would mean someone erected a landmass around Wano to keep it safe. How? With what ability? Something's weird there. It's another one of those things having to do with the Void Century. The weird landmass or mountain mass around Wano that keeps it protected. Zunisha forced to wander. Fishman Island at the bottom of the sea. Skypiea high in the sky. These hard to get to places. These places all containing poneglyphs. Even Alabaster in the center of a vast desert. Oh, and there it is. Sukiyaki says, we're here. And Robin is shocked. The road poneglyph. There it is. That's the third. One more we'll be able to get to Laughtail. Sukiyaki explains, we're now high up in the caves at the foot of Fuji. Oh, so there's a cavern near the old village of Wano that leads into this corridor where you can find the road poneglyph. I'd say I'm surprised Kaido never moved and Orochi never moved it, but I mean, this is a good place to hide it. Nobody would ever be able to get to it. Well, nobody aside from Jack, and even then, because of Jack's devil fruit, I doubt he could maneuver easily. Sukiyaki explains it is further down into the earth, where the ancient weapon Pluton is said to rest. What? So Pluton is here. How much deeper? Wait, there were theories that Big Mom and Kaido being essentially buried into the earth might have put them next to Pluton. Shit. Is that what happened? Somewhere in the magma? Could it be possible? Or were they just spat out with that eruption? And now that eruption makes even more sense now, because that eruption went off where Onigashima used to sit. But that section was just part of the same mountain. And naturally, Robin and Law are shocked by this revelation. God, there's so much information and I'm barely halfway through the chapter. Holy shit. Sukiyaki says, I've never seen it for myself, and I cannot show it to you now. In order to retrieve Pluton, the walls will need to be torn down. In other words, opening the borders means destroying the country's natural defense and unleashing an ancient weapon onto the world. I wonder, what would it mean for Pluton to be unleashed? What is Pluton? I'm really starting to wonder, is it really a battleship? Because nothing about this says battleship. Robin questions, opening the country will release the weapon? But why did Kazuki Oden want to do such a thing? Yeah, that does raise a lot of questions. Oden wanted to open the borders, but that would mean unleashing Pluton. Sukiyaki says, I've told you everything that is passed down through the shogunate's line. I cannot tell you what Oden learned in his travels abroad. Something about when Oden got to Laughtail told him Pluton needed to be unleashed or would be useful? God, that sucks. Oden learned something, but because of his death, the details of it. No, Yamato knows the details though, right? And it has something to do with Momonosuke. Why did he choose not to unleash Pluton? What does he realize? Is it something only a Kazuki can have access to? There's so many questions, holy shit! There's so many questions. What does it mean? I'm sorry, what does that mean? That's exciting and frustrating all at the same time. Because now we're cutting back to the fight with Ryukyugu, and I'm just like, no, give me the lore. Oh, also before that, you see Killer eating, and I guess he's hanging out with Penguin and Beppo, and they're just eating up a storm, so further mixing of all of the pirate crews. We then cut to near the flower capital, as Ryukyugu has become this mass, almost as big as Onigashima itself, saying, mere humans, beings cannot match the might of nature itself. Don't you get it? It was Kaido's presence that kept me from coming here. Okay. It still feels like he's giving them information. Sad as it is to admit, Kaido's rule was a deterrent that kept enemies away from this land. Now bring me Straw Hat Luffy. Once I've taken his head, I'll be on my way. See, it still feels like he's feeding them information. Like, this is what you need to do. This is what is needed to protect your country. Can you do it? Can Luffy do it? Like, I don't know. That's what it feels like, man. Yamato says, we can rely on Luffy and his friends for help. They're better than him. But Momonosuke shouts as he gets up, that is not an option. And I won't ask for your help either. Don't bother. You have been trapped on Onigashima for all this time, and this is finally your chance to be free. Aww. So he knows that Yamato wants to go out to sea with the Straw Hats and just experience life. Yamato says, huh? Momonosuke explains, so I'm giving you a proper send-off. Luffy, Zoro, and the rest. I've had them fighting for my battles for me all this time. We're the ones who will stay behind in our country. We must be able to drive off any enemy. Kawamatsu is shocked. Ryukyugu is just taking this all in. And Denjiro, he has this sly smile on his face. It's like he's shocked by Momonosuke's resolve. Momo says, if we must ask for help from those who are about to leave, then we will never be able to protect Wano. Damn, kid's got it right though. No, like that is wisdom. That is wisdom right there. And even Yamato shocked by Momo's words, saying, Momonosuke. And Momo cries out, begone, forest monster, begone from here. And Ryukyugu just dismisses him, saying, listen to you, squalling like a little kid. I didn't know dragons could sound so pathetic. Oh shit, he's doing it. He's fucking doing it. Momo says, begone. And energy starts to emanate from his mouth, shocking Ryukyugu. Oh! Holy shit! Oh shit! And he just blasts breaths right through Ryukyugu. He fucking did it! So he really does have all the same powers of Kaido. That's so weird though. Vegapunk really did make a replica devil fruit. Wait a minute. Could it be possible that's how Blackbeard was able to gain a second devil fruit? Somehow he was able to, I don't know, use Whitebeard's DNA and was able to just on the spot create a second artificial devil fruit. And because he consumed that, it technically wasn't a regular devil fruit, so all of the power and none of the risk of exploding. I wonder. Oh man, Ryukyugu just had a hole blasted through his tree body. Ryukyugu screaming in pain. Momonosuke's freaking out. Ah, something came out! The scabbards are dropped to the ground as Denjiro cries out for Momonosuke. Ryukyugu was blasted in two and his upper half hits the ground too. Denjiro's excited, saying, what was that, Lord Momonosuke? And Urashi says, it looked just like Kaido's power. Ryukyugu's getting pissed, but Momonosuke, he's just about to unleash another one, saying, begone, begone, begone! As Ryukyugu's just like, wait, damn you! As Momo just fires off another blast. Yamato says, incredible. Has he mastered his dragon body now? But Kawamatsu isn't so sure, saying, his aim isn't great. I mean, I don't think you really need aim. He is just incinerating Ryukyugu. Just blah, 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 blah. just suppressing fire. Oh, okay. So that's proof of his Logia-ness, while Ryukyugu's big tree body is just burning to ash. Just making some fresh kindling, boy. you see a small plant sprout a little whiles away, and from it grows Ryukyu, saying, there we go. Goodness, you trying to burn down an entire town? And then he starts to grow in size, and he says, so you mean business? Fine, but you're a pitiful replacement for Kaido. I'll skewer you from mouth to tail. Ugh, jeez, what the hell is that? Lightning? Is it a thunderstorm? Ryukyu freezes and says, duh, wait, stop. Oh, what the shit? The shit? Ryukyu says, that's Supreme King Haki. Who's doing that? And there's this weird sound effect, and Ryukyu says, the red-haired pirates, are you nearby? Is Shanks communicating with Ryukyu through Haki? I mean, Luffy did that even with the Heart Pirate. Weird. And on the Red Force, the red-haired pirate ship, someone says, Captain, easy with the sudden Haki blast. The new guys are foaming at the mouth. And Shanks says, yeah, I guess he can communicate through Haki. Weird. Shanks says, now I'm not accusing you of fighting dirty, Navy man. But when the new shoots that just changed pirating history are exhausted from their feet, don't you think that what you're doing is a bit much? And Shanks has flashbacks to when Luffy cut into his cheek, flashbacks to Odin and Momo, Toki and Hiyori. He says, are you that afraid of the new era? And Ryukyu says, look, I'm not picking a fight with you guys. Not yet. Fine. How does that work? Long distance communication through Haki? That's so weird. And I guess it looks as though Ryukyu was either defeated or they see him just retreat. Denjiro's looking after Raizo, so I don't think Raizo's dead. So I think that's confirmation that King and Queen didn't die, they were just drained. They fainted and were unable to battle. It makes it look, Momo's just crying because it looks like he actually defended Wano, which I don't know about that. I don't know how to feel about all that. If anything, it kind of proved that they couldn't defend their land, but if Luffy's not there, then maybe they'll have no reason to go after Wano, because Akainu already didn't want to attack Wano, so as long as Luffy's not there, not even Ryukyu will come back. We cut back to the party, everyone's dancing and celebrating. You see Brook jamming out on his guitar as Chopper's eating the cotton candy. Usopp's jumping in the air, Frankie's clapping along. You see Hiyori up on the podium jamming out too, along with Otoko. Okay. And our big Haki users, namely Sanji, Luffy, Zoro, and Jinbei, they were all kind of observing things, seeing if they needed to step in. And Luffy is eating some food, saying, he's gone. Sanji says, we didn't get to fight. Zoro states, not bad, Momo, not bad. Jinbei says, that was some monstrous Haki being thrown around, though. Luffy states, yeah, what was that? It made me think of a familiar face. Well, okay. So even Luffy could tell that was Shanks to some degree. See, this makes me especially curious what happens next chapter. Now, knowing that an admiral came directly to Wano to take them, will the Straw Hats leave? Because they usually leave after the party. Or will we get a little bit more of them celebrating? I'm definitely curious what happens next. And this was so chock full of content. Shanks having the ability to communicate through Haki. And it's like outright communicate. Yeah, we saw that with Luffy, didn't we? But I always just assumed that was Momo's kind of voice of all things and how he hears Zunisha and stuff like that. But to outright have a conversation through Haki. So does that mean Momo has Haki as well? Or is there some weird kind of classification? I don't know. I'm kind of confused. Because we've seen hints of this before. Again, with Luffy and Momo talking back and forth, essentially. With Luffy telling Momo to tell everyone that he'll be back soon. But it's weird that Shanks was essentially able to freeze Ryukyu in place. And I've seen a lot of people kind of dissing Ryukyu for this, but it's just like, he just doesn't want to step to another emperor. It's just like, look, Luffy's one thing. Taking on Luffy, I mean, he's weakened. Maybe he could take his head. He might be able to do the job, but Shanks coming in at full power with his full force? No, fuck that. Not to mention, I don't know, I still feel some of what Ryukyu has been saying is weird. Because he's essentially just feeding them information. It's like, is he just that much of a blabbermouth? Is that what it is? Not to mention, this is essentially what the red-haired pirates pulled in Marineford. Think about it, Kizaru, he didn't really suffer any damage during Marineford, but even Ben Beckman made him just stand down a little bit. So yeah, I think this is mostly just like, yeah, no, I'm not stepping to the entire red-haired pirate crew. I don't know, I still feel like there was something to what Ryukyugi was doing here. Like almost as if he was trying to warn them through force that the Marines are someone not to be trusted. Because it feels just a little ham-fisted for Ryukyugi to come in here, roots ablazing, essentially, saying, don't fuck with the Marines, they don't give a shit about you. And Momo developing his blast breath. Oh man. If nothing else, that'll be powerful in and of itself. A few of those to any ships off the coast, they done. Momo just needs to learn to control it a little bit more. And, jeez, that halfway point of the chapter, Pluton is under Wano. How? Where? And how does destroying the walls release it? Is it submerged somewhere? I'm trying so hard to rack my brain around where it could be. Because it's just like, you telling me it's in Wano. It's like, where in Wano? I mean, they finally discovered the third road poneglyph. Where's the fourth, though? Where is the fourth? It's gotta be an Elbat. Gotta be an Elbat. But that one, wasn't it the one that was previously at the bottom of Fishman Island? Because Big Mom only ever had the one. And that was there during Roger's time. And Roger saw the other poneglyph at Fishman Island, too, right? I'm pretty sure I got that right. And yeah, of course, the one poneglyph would be something that they could find with the help of Sukiyaki, because Odin was able to bring Roger the poneglyph rubbing, too. And what was so important that they would submerge their entire town? And who would have the power to put up walls all around the whole of Wano? I don't know. That's weird. It's so weird. It's frustrating, too, because it's just like, it feels like the answer is there. I'm just missing it. Like I'm just barely missing it. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Where do you think Pluton is? Maybe even further down? Do you think Kaido and Big Mom actually found it? Or were they simply just blown away like Team Rocket by the explosion? I still don't feel like Ryukyugi was really trying to do them in, just being abrasive and trying to show them that the outside world is dangerous. I don't know, maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree still. And Momo telling Yamato that they're about to leave, so more confirmation that Yamato is leaving with the Straw Hat. And Momo breaking out the Boro breath and seemingly incinerating Ryukyugi. Maybe that's the moment Yamato needed to feel that, okay, Momo's got this, I can peace out. Oh no. What did you think about Shanks' ability? That's wild. Because communication through hockey, we've seen that. But to paralyze someone like that, that's some intense hockey. Like, Shanks did something and didn't do anything all at the same time. That's wild. And I'm also curious, do you think Luffy and the group, with Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Jinbei, could they have taken down Ryukyugi? And with how much difficulty? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you like this video, feel free to like, comment, bell, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.